This week, we travel 56 kilometres from Seoul to one of the most fortified borders in the world, a narrow strip of land with military police watching our every move, a place where you can hear the constant blast of propaganda while getting a rare glimpse into North Korea.
Can go and see into North Korea. It is highly restricted.
Join us as we visit the heavily fortified buffer zone between North and South Korea. That is also bizarrely a tourist attraction, the DMZ. In last week's video, we continue our adventures in Seoul. We embarrass the locals with some pretty terrible dance moves, take a moment to relax and soak in the peacefulness of a Buddhist temple. We get friendly with a couple of stingray, put Simon's fear of heights to the test by scaling the tallest building in South Korea. There's traffic down under us. And of course, we couldn't miss visiting one of the most Instagrammed libraries in the world.
Dr. Google has told us the books at the top are not real. Good morning and welcome to day 5. A very early start this morning because we're heading to the DMZ.
They got to see me without my makeup this morning because it was that early.
I'm so sorry.
We have around about 20 minutes to wait until check-in to the bus. Our bus leaves at 7 a.m. and we were told to be on time.
Well, we're definitely early, so that's the main thing.
So we're 40 minutes early. But we'll see you on the bus and we'll see you in the DMZ. Tanya's anal retentiveness was having a hot sweat there at the moment because we couldn't find our tour and there were lots of tour buses, but we have found Moon Young, who is our tour guide. It's like organised chaos.
Yeah, there's 3 different buses at the moment and our bus isn't even here yet.
So there's lots of people looking for their buses, but don't do it, Tanya, don't freak out. We still actually have 15 minutes before it takes off, so I was probably, what would you call it?
Panicking?
Panicking for no reason. Fancy me doing that.
Fancy.
First of all, safety is our priorities. Please understand that the DMZ tour can be closed anytime. Even if we get the ticket and get in, there still can be closed and we have to be evacuated sometimes. We cannot take photos these days because of the following military action by South Korean side.
So we're hiking up the Gamaksan mountain to the Gloucester Heroes Bridge.
There's a lot of stairs.
And we're only 2 minutes in.
And my heart's going a million miles an hour. And I think, looking, there's a lot more to go.
Come on, you horse.
Okay, I can do this. Are you videoing me having a heart attack? I don't think people on YouTube want to see me die. I'd pay double for a lift or an escalator. I'm doing it and we're nearly there, but it's not easy.
You made it.
We made it.
Right. Now we can just walk down now, there's no need to cross this.
For Simon to test his height phobia, to walk over the bridge.
God damn it.
How are you feeling?
Sick. Not sure how high this is, but it's freaking bouncy and I'm not really happy.
I don't know whether the video is actually showing by the wobbling, but it is really really bouncy as people are walking. Hike up was what, 10, maybe 10 minutes?
15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes. I think it was 15 minutes for us because I was going really slow and making lots of stops, but I'd say most people did it in about 10 minutes. It is steep, it isn't the easiest thing to do, but if I can do it, anyone can do it, I think. Head back.
Head back. Bathroom break.
Simon can clean out his undies.
So this is one of 2 bunkers from the Korean War.
Watch your head.
Ow. Which obviously is still here.
DMZ, Demilitarized Zone. It's a buffer zone. Yeah, buffer zone to ease the tense of the war. DMZ is military free, right? So controlled by UN, and that's where you're going in today.
Second stop of the tour is the Imjingak Peace Village.
And the bus trip between the last stop and this stop, the tour guide Moon Young, who's a very entertaining tour guide, shared a lot of information around the Korean War and how it happened. It's not actually called the Korean War, that's the English version of what it's called.
So while we're at the Peace Village and there's military around and there was a chopper flying over, there's a fun fair as well. It's not open at the moment, but
Bizarre.
the fun fair.
Way bizarre.
Okay, photos are allowed here unless I tell you not to do.
Behind us is the last train that was transporting goods during the Korean War and was bombed, hit by 1,000 and something odd bullets.
1,002 bullets to the main compartment, and the train driver survived and is now 83 years old.
Yeah, the train was left in the DMZ, but they recovered it in 2004 and now have it here at Imjingak so you can see it. North Koreans come to this site every year, and that's North Koreans who are exiled in South Korea, and they use the altar out the front to leave offerings to their dead relatives who are obviously in North Korea, and it's about family remembrance and spirituality.
You can,
No, you can't.
no postcards in there. You're meant to be able to send yourself a postcard that you'll receive in 1 year, but they're empty. So we won't be sending ourselves a postcard. The railway signifies the railway that runs from South Korea all the way into North Korea, and the fact that you can't get through now.
Yeah, the railway still exists, but
It's still there,
but there's no trains.
but no trains are running, and that they are living in hope that one day those trains will run to be able to go through from south to north.
Behind me is the Freedom Bridge, and this is the last bridge that the prisoners of war crossed when they were released by North Korea. And out of 100,000 prisoners of war, apparently only 12,000 were ever released. So this leaves 88,000 prisoners of war that remained in North Korea. So these two statues represent the young Korean ladies that were sex trafficked during the Japanese invasion of Korea. There's one here for North Korea and one for South Korea. There are demonstrations every Wednesday outside the Japanese embassy where they have one of these girls because Japan has not yet apologised for the sex trafficking that went on.
Behind us there's a couple of South Korean military, and they are taking DNA swabs of South Koreans who are visiting in the aim to identified bodies that have been found
within the DMZ.
Within the DMZ, which is a really horrific thing, really, to think that they've got to do that.
70 years on, they're still trying to identify bodies, which is noble of them.
Yeah, noble but heartbreaking.
Yeah.
The stop has been really quite informative. The tour guide spent around 30 minutes just taking you to each of the spots, giving you the history and a little bit of understanding around the place, and then we've had 30 minutes to explore on our own. There are loads of tour buses here, so obviously there's a lot of people that are visiting the place at the same time. But we still managed to get in front of all of the things without too many people. I'm coming up a step. Without too many people. So I think it's probably it's been a reasonable amount of time at the stop. We're ticking off another one of our Korean foods, Gamja hot dog. I think that's what it's called. We're calling it a Korean hot dog. It's sweet from the sugar. Mustard is delicious. I don't think there's actually a hot dog in it.
No.
I thought there'd be a hot dog with the cheese. This one is spicy pepperoni or something or other. I think I better stop because I think Simon's getting hangry and needs to have something to eat. Delicious.
There are a lot of military here, and we've found out that they're from a local army base, and Tanya was concerned that they were all so young.
They are, they all look like babies.
Apparently there's mandatory military service for 18 months between the ages of 18 and 30, I think.
Every single male in...
But it's nice because they got a day trip out.
Yeah, they do. They're on a day trip to the DMZ.
Yep.
So, interesting.
Blue line, that means we are approaching DMZ. We are getting in.
We're at Mount Dora, which is the observation building that you can go and see into North Korea. It is highly restricted. The building behind us is the old observation building.
We'll have to put in some bits of footage and an explanation a bit later because we couldn't film anything in there or take any photos because of the strict restrictions, and we didn't want to risk ending up in jail for 3 years.
And North Korea, they are sending the balloons full of trash and poop. Because of the balloons, the DMZ tour stopped last year. You know, the tunnel was closed for days and the observatory was closed for weeks. So now it's reopened again. But we closed the outdoor observatory.
I lasted 2 minutes walking in the tunnels, if that, and have made a retreat. They're 1.6 something or other metres long, and the walk for the 385 metres down to get into the tunnels is so steep that I was having a little bit of a panic attack, that I might just have a heart attack coming back up and be stuck down in a tunnel. The third tunnel was only discovered by the South Koreans after a North Korean defector had informed them after defecting through the tunnel. He had been somebody that had been working on the tunnels when it was being built, and it took South Korea 4 years, I think it was three or 4 years, to actually find where the tunnel was after the defector had let them know. Now, there was a monorail that did run down to make it a bit easier to get down there, but it's not running anymore. So the only way down and then back up is to do the walk. So Simon's down there now. I'm sure he's going to share a little bit of information when he gets back up. Hopefully he will make it back up in one piece and he can tell you all about what the third tunnel actually was like. Simon doesn't have his microphone on because Simon's just come out of the tunnel and he's pretty puffed.
Yes.
I'll pretend I've been in the tunnel with my hat on.
I made it out of the tunnel.
I got some facts incorrect. I'll let him correct those facts. The walk down was?
Long.
385 metres.
Sorry.
I had said it was all up 1.6 kilometres, but that was to walk to North Korea. They don't let you walk to North Korea. Can't understand why. Insert some sarcasm. The walk was 200 and...
Once you get to the bottom, it's a couple of hundred metres.
265 metres or something. So it was really only about 600 metres walk.
If you're claustrophobic, or like I'm 5'8", I hit my head at least 4 times, so you do have to stoop. It is very narrow.
And he was very, very panting and hot and sweaty when he got up.
But I did power march back up. I didn't want to quit. I did it all the way without stopping. So,
yeah. So there is a little bit of music in the background, and that's actually, hopefully won't get copyrighted. That's actually the music blaring. Is it the propaganda they call it?
Yeah, it's the K-pop that they're broadcasting
from
to North
South Korea to North Korea, from the Dora Observatory that's just up the hill. So I can say I did some of the third tunnel.
Yeah, I can say I've been closer to North Korea than you have.
Okay, you can up me on that one. I'm not hot or sweaty. Next stop is lunch. Lunch is at one of the Unification Villages and is meant to have all the local produce from here. It's a buffet. Simon's serving, so I'll keep moving my head. It's a buffet, it's 12,000 won, and it's as much as you want. Lunch is in what I would call like a great big canteen, dining hall, and there's multiple tour groups that have come in that are all eating at the one time. The food quality is actually really quite tasty. There seems to be, I think it's a pork and maybe a chicken dish, or this could be pork as well. Both pork, there you go. I seem to do that all the time. One's a bit spicier than the other. There are about 8 different vegetable or side dishes you could choose from, and a bottle of water included. It's actually much better than I was thinking. So 12 won, what's that?
About 13 Australian dollars maybe.
Which is quite a bargain, particularly considering you can go back and forth as much as you want. But we're going to dig in.
I've been digging in.
The Unification Village is a farming village, and they are famous for making the best, apparently in the world, rice, soybeans and ginseng. Now I can't have ginseng because it'll keep me awake all night. I've just eaten some of the rice, kind of just tasted like rice, and I'm going to try some of the soybean ice cream.
Is it another durian ice cream?
It's not as bad as the durian ice cream that I couldn't finish when we were in Malaysia. I know I should say it tastes like soybeans, but it tastes, it's kind of creamy. It tastes weird. It's not offensive, but it's not delicious. I'll leave it at that.
My turn now. Oh, that's bloody awful. Imagine. Oh, that's disgusting, Tanya. I can't even. It's like tastes like earth, like dirt, sweet dirt. No. No, thank you.
I'm wondering, when did you last eat dirt to know it tastes like dirt?
About a minute ago when I ate that bloody ice cream. That is not a fun ice cream.
Maybe we should.
It's not your Haagen-Dazs, that's for sure.
They had chocolate soybean. Maybe we should have got the chocolate soybean. I'm too stingy to go and spend more money buying the chocolate one. And I am going to eat this because I've paid for it.
Good luck to you.
I'll eat the dirt. And that's a wrap-up of our unforgettable journey to the DMZ, a place filled with history, tension and a surprising sense of hope for the future. A visit to the DMZ is a powerful reminder of how fragile peace can be and how Koreans are continuing to live with the daily conflict of war. If you found this tour as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more of our travelling adventures. Thanks for watching. In next week's video, we continue our adventures in Seoul. We explore the hip and youthful area of Hongdae. It would appear that the young people don't get out of bed till late. Stumble across one of the cutest and unique cafes. We join the locals for a traditional Galbi lunch before getting lost in the streets of an art village. Simon couldn't resist a beer in a quirky brewery.
A beer's always good whether it's unusual or not, and it'd be rude not to try it now we've come this far, wouldn't it?
Before we finished off the perfect day with temples, markets and joining the locals for an amazing sunset.